A lot. I appreciate it. Here's a novel idea. Employers who follow the law and they don't hire illegal aliens, and they do so because they want to be law-abiding. They don't have to wait for the federal government to enforce the law. Now, I know this kind of upsets the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the biggest lobbying organization for business in this country, kind of upsets the ACLU, upsets the AFL-CIO, and all of those socio-ethnic centric interest groups who want to move ahead this amnesty agenda in utter disregard for the American people, that is, American citizens, or for Congress. By the way, they don't even seem to be wanting to wait for them to write something called comprehensive immigration reform up. You know, the one that's gone down in flames twice. These businesses don't even want to wait for the courts to give them permission. All they want to do is be good corporate citizens. And as Bill Tucker now reports, thousands of American companies are obeying the law and hiring only legal workers.
The stonemason's field, like many areas of construction, is rife with illegal alien workers. Not so at Masonry Art in Kansas City.
It's important that I hire legal workers, mainly because I'm an American and I believe in our immigration laws.
He admits that most of his customers don't ask, don't know, don't care whether his workers are legal or not. He calls his decision a personal one that quite literally has a higher price when it comes to bidding on work.
My number is generally higher than somebody that's probably using illegal workers. But the guys that are using illegal workers generally aren't supplying the quality that I am.
His business is successful. Josh Link checks on the work status of his new hires by using E-Verify, an online electronic verification program provided to employers by the Department of Homeland Security. It's voluntary, it's free. It works by verifying a valid Social Security number and also tells a potential employer whether a worker is a legal alien or has a newly issued green card or work authorization documents. The inquiry also produces a picture of newly documented workers. Link says the process is not burdensome.
I don't want to get in any trouble personally. I want my company to do the things that we're supposed to do, and I want the government to do the things they're supposed to do.
Josh is a member of a new association of employers who pledged to hire legal workers, ProAmerica companies. The philosophy of the 4-month-old organization, currently in 44 states, is simple.
We can wait all day long for our government to somehow do the right sort of enforcement, and we get the right sort of political mix on the Hill. It's not going to make any difference if we, as the American people, don't sit up straight, be adults, and understand that this is our responsibility.
According to the government, there are some 26,499 companies currently using E-Verify.
And the government also reports that during fiscal 2007, 3.2 million inquiries were put into the system, which is almost double the rate of 2006. 92% of the time, employers got an answer of yes or no within 3 to 5 seconds. Those that took longer had to be manually checked. In lieu, only 1% of the non-matches were ever contested.
So, I mean, basically what we want to say here is Josh Link and the other business people in this country who actually care about the country, our national values, want to be responsible citizens, want their businesses to be responsible corporate and business citizens, right, don't need any of these idiots in this administration. They don't need this scurrilous Chamber of Commerce or the National Association of Manufacturers or any of these fools running these bureaucracies to do the right thing. No. Imagine that.
Imagine.
I just want to say, I mean, the idea that we've got men and women in this country trying to do the right thing, trying to be responsible citizens, exactly, and not getting the support of their president or the leadership of their political parties or their representatives in Washington. Every one of these elected officials and everyone in leadership in this federal government ought to be embarrassed into sackcloth and ashes. And I just find, I cannot believe we tolerate this in this country. Good for these people, and God bless you for doing the right thing. Thank you, Bill Tucker.
Welcome.
Well, that brings us to the subject of our poll tonight. Are you astounded, by the way, that a federal court, no matter its political bias, could determine that it's an unfair burden to require businesses to follow U.S. immigration laws? You know, like the idiot judge out in San Francisco. Yes or no? Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. We'll have the results here later in the broadcast.